What is the most awkward question you've been asked in a professional setting? How would you feed yourself if you lost your job? I ended up being laid off as well as my whole division. Movie sets in the 90s and early 2000s were completely different. Everybody said and did whatever popped into their head. Ones I remember, anybody wanna fuck after we're done? Dude, is that actress playing the daughter legal? Can you write a sex scene for me and that blonde girl? Does anybody have any coke? You wanna feel my new boobs? Do you plan to start a relationship with any coworkers and would you use a secret of your boss to blackmail them? The manager at my first job asked to borrow my car to go pick up some weed. He offered some as compensation. It was some pretty shitty weed tbh. Oh, you were in Iraq, did you kill anyone? In previous role managing hospital unit, was asked the following. Did this employee ask the other employee something about their bunhole? Why yes, employee A did ask employee B something about their bunhole. I had to give a verbatim description to a chief nursing officer that an ER tech put his finger in a female nurse's hair bun, and then employee said that he couldn't not put his finger in that tiny little hole. It was a low point in people leadership. I used to work in one of the national chain pet stores way back in my very early 20s. Most of the staff was about the same age as me. Anyways, I hear over the intercom that a customer has a question over the phone for reptiles. I pick up the phone and they asked if we had any one-eyed snakes. I said we do not, but they said to really check. I said no, we don't, try another store. Then they say, what about the one in your pants? And that's when it hit me. My manager was cracking up. It was funny but unprofessional. I was asked repeatedly about my sex life from a co-worker amongst other things at work. Went to my boss and she shrugged it off, as you should be flattered. I heard that the lady in white dress is married. I wonder who the lucky guy is. Business colleague about my wife. Most awkward moment of my life. When applying for certain clearances, you will be asked in great detail about your porn habits. They try and get you to admit to viewing something illegal or that can be used as blackmail. There's a classic line of questioning that basically concludes with, how do you know she was over 18? Did you check her ID before you watched the video? It's designed to get you flustered and panicked. A coworker asked me if I liked having my asshole licked. What would you do if you got to heaven and found out that God is a woman? The new HR manager, as I was just trying to fix her printer. She wasn't around that place very long. I had a business owner ask me if I was a Christian as the first question of the phone interview. Had I been recording and a horrible human being, I would have blackmailed him for the job. Less than 5 minutes into a job interview, they aggressively started asking if I was gay or not. During my interview, I am female. Interviewer was female. Are you a breeder or non-breeder? Cause we just hired a non-breeder and I like to keep the department balanced. Why do you celebrate Christmas when you are an atheist? Random question from an admin when I mentioned that I was not religious. Can I see your underwear? Said by a licensed mental health professional in her office. I was in the military, serving as an engineer, and there was a tour of high-ranking officers coming through the building. We were told to brief them on the programs we were working on. But it was supposed to be fairly informal, and for only maybe 2-3 minutes they had a lot of ground to cover, so they couldn't stay long. When they got to us, I did my brief. Everyone was happy. Until the lowest ranking in the group, an 05 looked right at me and asked if I was on an operational experience tour, something that usually doesn't happen for a low-ranking lieutenant like me. I told her no, and in front of the whole room asked, then why are you here? Mom, this is the Department of Engineering. I am an engineer, as are my squad mates. I didn't know how to answer her question without being an S, so my supervisor stepped in before I put my foot in my mouth. My oddest experience by far. Don't you think NR dick just ruins white pussy, son? He was later fired for fucking underage waitress while his wife was in hospice with cancer. Also, he did a fuck ton of coke. Does your husband mind that you make so much more money than him?